you want to know how my day was at work in the city, I can honestly tell you that my day was a hell of a lot better than Bitcoin's day was. So, 2 days ago, Bitcoin was trading below 42,000, but that's not really news because it had been trading somewhere around 41,000 earlier this week. And I read a story, and I think I had tried to post a story about the fact that Bitcoin had actually been declining in interest. The way I see it is most of these institutions, and I've said this a million times, so I'm not going to make this very long. I just want to get to the point. Most institutions absolutely don't need Bitcoin. In fact, there's really no use case for Bitcoin at all. I will say this. I can't completely discount the cryptocurrency market simply because there are newer cryptocurrencies that are actually better than Bitcoin, that have shorter transaction times, that have lower transaction fees. But the story I read about Bitcoin was saying that it was basically declining in interest. Part of the reason why it's declining in interest is obviously because it costs so much to buy into it. It was one of the first digital currencies, but it basically was the first cryptocurrency, as we call it. But there have been other digital currencies, but it was basically the first one to gain notoriety, and it became a household name. So when people say Bitcoin, nobody knows what you're talking about, but everybody knows what you're talking about. Nobody knows how this shit works. Nobody understands that it's a Ponzi scheme. People actually believe, based on photos like this, that Bitcoin is actually a physical thing. It's not a physical thing. It's made up. And now the shit just dipped below $40,000. How about that? Oh, we going to the moon! We going to Pluto! We going to Jupiter! No, I don't think you are. No, I don't think you're going to Jupiter.
Maximize your savings.
Or the moon or Mars or anywhere else. I will say this, like, some people just don't understand the reason why I enjoy watching this shit crash. And I believe that this might be its final crash, because the only reason why it ever passed the $20,000 range is because somehow they scammed these institutions into buying this shit. Never mind your buddy, what's this guy's name? NAYIB Bukele. Right now, considering this shit just dropped below 40,000, and this guy bought in above 55,000. They should be about ready to impeach this asshole right now. NAYIB Bukele. Now, had I been El Salvador's leader, we would have invested in oil. We would have invested in foreign banks. We would have invested in foreign technology, but not this asshole. This asshole put his whole country on the crap table, and he picked Bitcoin to invest. And you know, from what I heard, what they did was they gave every citizen $25 worth of Bitcoin after they bought in somewhere around $50,000 to $55,000 range. And then even when the shit dipped, the asshole bought the dip. He bought the dip. So not only did you already gamble your money away, but you doubled down on it, Mr. Nayib Bukele. This is what you did. How the fuck does this guy get to run a country? How did that happen? How did you take a millennial, because he's 40 years old, how the fuck did you take a millennial who wears a backwards hat and sunglasses like he thinks he's cool, and let this motherfucker run your goddamn economy? How did y'all let that happen? But you know what? I did promise I was going to be short, so I'm not going to stick on this too long. I can't believe... You see this face right here? In fact, I like that photo.